You can't put a price on health. I'm going to say that again because it came out of my mouth wrong. You can't put a price on health. I really genuinely believe that. I think that, and it's interesting, I've had lots of conversations recently, and I carefully watch people's response to their health and well-being. I would say 90% of people minimize their health and well-being in favor of other things. Let me put it like this. If something went wrong with your car, the first thing you would do is take it to the garage. You wouldn't think twice about it, and you would find the money to pay for whatever was going on. And our bodies are a little bit like cars in that way, and deserve investment. And I'm not just talking monetarily, but monetarily, time, energy, good sources of fuel, that would be our food, and spiritual exercise for our soul. So that's the sort of the practice. And I just don't think you can put a price on it. I had an interesting conversation recently where I did actually, step back from getting into an argument because I like to choose my battles. And the person in question, I was discussing business strategy stuff and saying I was struggling, and with the current, I'm in a business mentoring program, and I was struggling with getting everything done to the point that it was starting to affect my health. And for me, that was the point at which I had to change tack, change what I'm doing, slow down a bit, do something different, and prioritize my health and well-being again. And this person said to me, but we have to pay bills. And I said yes. And in my mind, I thought, but if we end up so ill that we die, then paying the bills is kind of moot, really. And I was talking to someone that I don't think had extreme health issues or near-death experiences. Now, I've had two. In my 20s, I had horrific menstrual hemorrhaging, which put me in ER. I was in the States at the time, and the level of blood loss nearly killed me. So that was the first one. I can't see my fingers. The second one was the cancer diagnosis in my 30s, giving me 6 months to live. And in both situations, it was my whole system, the organism, reaching out, speaking to me, saying, you're not listening. Things are out of alignment. We have to do something differently. And so I did. And I started doing my own research, but I had to have help. I had to have the help of other people who had more experience and training than me, who could guide me along the path. I couldn't do it all on my own. And it was the same when I had cancer. I did heal holistically. I didn't do it in a vacuum. I did different things that involved other practitioners and classes and books, etc. And so I invested in both cases. I invested in my health and well-being. And it is always a priority for me. It's always an area that is non-negotiable for me. So if something feels as though it's going to challenge that health and well-being, then I will always prioritize my health and well-being. I have lost friends over this, which is not easy, but I can't put someone else's survival ahead of my own. And this is why I'm talking about this, because it's the same for each of us as individuals. We have to prioritize our health and well-being. And I still don't think people do. I don't think there's enough education out there about doing things at an earlier point in time with our health and well-being before it gets to a critical point. And I'm not saying there isn't a place for conventional medicine. That definitely has a place. But I think there's a lot every single person can do before things get to a critical point. I think people run to the doctors quite quickly when actually there are things they can do. So I'm going to give you some simple things you can do now. So let's take a few areas. Movement. So if you're not already moving, you can start by walking around your garden, the block, for 10 minutes. You can go 5 minutes in one direction, 5 minutes in the other. You can build that up over days. If you find it hard to even get out of the house, which I cannot believe, or wherever you live, you can move sitting on your couch watching television. You can literally stretch, wriggle the wrists, Floreo, stretch. I was about to say aggravate the shoulders, but that's not what I mean. Mobilize the shoulders. You can lift the legs off the chair. You can't see I'm doing this now. You can circle the ankles, move up, down. And that just starts to get the synovial fluid moving through the joints, the blood flow moving through the body, and keeps the mobility in the joints. That's so easy. Everybody can do that. Meditation is another of my favorite go-to. Let's take the word meditation out of the equation. I like to call it the quiet time. So people will make a million excuses as to why they can't do this and then complain that life is chaotic. So 2 minutes in the toilet. Go to the toilet, close your eyes, sit down, close your eyes for 2 minutes. Put a timer on your phone, on your watch, 2 minutes. Everybody can do that. And that 2 minutes is going to make a difference to the rest of your day, because you're basically going to stop any flow that's going, which could be a trajectory that's sending you on a chaotic path. And you're literally just interrupting patterns, disturbing the norm and changing tack. And that 2 minutes you can build up each day to 5 minutes to 10 minutes. Oh, I've got a call coming in a little early. And the other thing I'm going to talk about is meals. So really simply, we can look at what we're eating. Everybody knows some vegetables, some animal protein or vegetable protein if you're not if you're a vegetarian or vegan, and some carbohydrates. I'm just going to turn this down. I thought I've got time to do this video before the call comes in. So those are some simple things you can do. And if you are interested in working with me, I'm running a 6-session spiritual coaching and healing package called Supercharge Your Life, which is designed to get you up and running again in your life, or increase your energy levels to get you feeling better in your body. And if we go back to the paying bills model, out there doing more in your world to pay your bills, whatever floats your boat. It's basically getting your life force moving again, getting you reaching for those dreams that you've been putting off, and generally feeling better overall. So DM me the word super if you're interested in that program. It starts at $999 and it's 6 sessions. We work online, and there are recordings of the session which you can go back over and see what we talked about. Okay, have a great afternoon, morning, evening, wherever you are tuning in from in the world. Bye.